So we're getting to suppressed messages, trying to figure out what's been kept from us. Seven of Swords coming out again. Let's see. So first of all, we got that five, what is that? Five of Cups. And this Seven of Swords. And then this Four of Cups in reverse, which kind of brings me back to Five of Cups. I'm already getting a story of, I'm already getting a story of like, it's a profound sadness, but it's kind of, as far as profound sadness goes, you know, it's not completely debilitating. It's just sort of more of like indicative of, you know, either a deep loss or like a deep, it's coming off a little bit as like a deep understanding. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. I feel like people are having a hard time in their relationships. It could be so many reasons why. There could be all kinds of little reasons, or there could be like a bunch of little reasons, or it can be one big reason. But it really looks like it's like some of our friends are great, but some of our friends are not. Some of our friends are maybe, you know, I'm getting inhibiting us from doing what we're trying to do. Yeah, because this, when this Four of Cups first came out, this is for me kind of like this ho-hum kind of energy, but for me it was kind of like a keeping me busy kind of energy. It's almost like I'm trying to do something, but something keeps getting in the way and it's distracting me from what I'm trying to do. It's like it's literally keeping me like running around putting out fires. And as this is happening, I'm sort of realizing what I did to bring myself here. And I'm at a point where I'm kind of like willing to do the work to get out of it, because if this is like relationships and like maybe even possibly family, like relationships as far as like friends and stuff, and then maybe even possibly family, it's kind of almost like we're realizing the shallowness of those relationships, or the fact that we don't relate to our family in a very like loving way, I'm gonna put, because we have this Two of Cups here on the end, and it's sort of like, hey, like love's missing. So I'm doing all this stuff and it's kind of making me understand like what I'm missing, and I'm totally willing to do the work that I need to like fill in the blank of what's missing, but I can't do it with these people. Yeah, that Five of Cups over there is almost like saying like we're sad about the people that we can't do it with, because we already know that they're not up to having like a better type of relationship, and they might even be the ones that are causing us the most trouble. The Seven of Wands right here, and we're at a point where we will let them go. We got the Queen of Pentacles, I got the Knight of Swords, got the Star under the Nine of Pentacles. And here's our Two of Cups in reverse underneath this Ten of Wands. Yeah. We see a lot about what we do not have. And wow, I'm going to say that even if we know or don't know where to go, where we are isn't working. All right, so a bunch of cards fell on the floor, and I'm going to take all of them. So let me put this deck back here. See what we're at. Well, the Three of Swords came out. So this Two of Cups and this Three of Swords here is on the top. So that's under that Four of Swords, which is perfect. And then we have this Ten of Pentacles underneath this Eight of Pentacles, both Virgo energy. And then we have the Empress here under the Two of Cups. And then I have this Two of Wands in reverse and the Empress again. So I'm using two different decks here. Six of Cups in reverse, King of Pentacles in reverse, and then what is flipped over? What is this? Ace of Pentacles in reverse, Eight of Wands. I'm not seeing if there's like a love interest in this. So I think I'm gonna like kind of go back to what I said about the family and like the friends and basically just people surrounding this person. This could be co-workers, but it's throwing them off their game. It's made them realize that if they, like, let's say that this person doesn't have a significant other and now they've realized that they want to elevate, but that they can't elevate with the people that they're with because the people that they're with aren't up to it. Sometimes, to be honest, if you're having a spiritual awakening, sometimes stuff like that can take a long time to sink in. You kind of think everybody's going to come with you, and then you sort of realize that, you know, people start to distance themselves from you, or you like become that friend that people don't really confide anymore because they're afraid you're going to judge them because you're elevating and they're not. And so then the next thing you know, you're the person that they avoid because they don't want to stop doing whatever bad habits they're doing, and then, you know, you keep changing. So you kind of get an idea of, oh, okay, maybe this person isn't going to, you know, I can't make the choice. They're going to make the choice for me, and that this person is going to not really be able to follow along, you know. I'm going somewhere they can't go. And let's pretend that that person doesn't have someone that they love. They're kind of like, you know, even if all these people leave, like there's someone that I want to give to, and either I'm not in a place to do it, or I don't feel comfortable, like I'm not myself, so I can't like step in as myself and do it. And I feel like I lost a lot of time. I don't want to be doing this for a long time. You know, I want out of this Ten of Wands energy. And this Ace of Pentacles, if we are trying to move, is sort of reminding us that no, we're not in a state where we can do that. It seems more of like material. We have Judgment on the bottom of the deck. So now sometimes, even though there's an angel up here, and like sometimes these even look like lovers to me, sometimes Judgment comes across as like, you know, from up above, even though I don't believe that like God judges you in a sense. I don't want to get into that. It's a totally different tarot card reading. But, you know, sometimes I feel like judgment is like down, you know, down on earth, like the court system. So sometimes I feel like it's 3D and sometimes I feel like it's 5D. And the same with the Justice card interchangeably. I feel like sometimes it's a 5D, sometimes it's the 3D. Sometimes God delivers justice. In fact, most of the time I feel like God delivers justice. So I feel like in this particular card with this Judgment card, I feel like people either, you know, might have to like separate some sort of assets. You know, they could have a company, they're sharing a company with a friend, or they could have something with a family where the family is kind of telling them, well, you have to do it this way, and they're kind of like, you know what, I need to separate from you because I want to do something a different way and I'm a different person and this isn't working for me anymore and I might as well do this now, kind of thing. Because like I said, this person, it didn't take the world for them to figure out what was going on, you know, whether or not they had a significant other. If they did have a significant other, then that judgment could be like a divorce. Yeah, I have like this kind of like walking away card, but in reverse. And then I have this like victory card. And then the Ace of Pentacles is still upside down. Is that the same one? Yeah, it was underneath. Okay. It's kind of like it's reasserting itself, though. It's kind of like, even if I come out of this thing and I win, let's say it's a divorce, and I come out of it and I win, I still lose to a certain extent. Yeah. That came out weird, too, because it almost fell on the floor, and then it was kind of on its side. And it was easier to set that way, and I don't necessarily think it should go the other way. I think it's just kind of hanging around. It's kind of like, you know, I'm doing all this stuff and I'm trying to better myself, but there's this ache. There's either like a loss, a small loss, a bunch of losses, maybe one big loss. As we keep going through, we keep realizing that things aren't. As much as we thought we weren't going to be able to change everything, like some things were going to change. one thing's linked to another, and we change one thing and we get rid of it, and then something else happens through a domino effect, and the next thing you know, we're completely changing something, and we're not even sure we were really comfortable with that in the first place. Yeah, we have this Nine of Pentacles in reverse, and then this Two of Swords. It's too much. It's a little bit too much. How much do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So technically we only need one card. We'll see how many really come out. Oh, that was interesting. Yeah, and it's the Six of Cups in reverse. Yeah, we're far from where we want to be. We know where we want to be, but we're far from it. It could be just because we were in another agreement. It could just be because we were so ingrained in, like, you know, that business or that situation or that arrangement that we were having, that we can't really, like, just do a backflip out of it. It might even take, from that Judgment card, it might even take a court for us to, like, separate whatever it was that we were sharing. Yeah, because we know where we want to move. Okay, there's another one on the floor, and then there's another one that didn't make the leap to the floor. Yeah, because right now we kind of feel like things aren't balanced, and that they're not going to be balanced as long as we stay in the situation that we're in. We can't keep things exactly the same way. Yeah, they're, like I said, our influence around us, the energy, it's not conducive to that. If we stay with these friends, with this family, with these business partners, these co-workers, this group, whoever they are, we not only will not grow, we will most likely descend. And I think we do understand at this moment that our life could be worse. What do we have? A couple more fell on the floor. All in the golden afternoon. Yeah, so this is my card for sort of like trying to pretend like things are it actually has, I think, had two meanings before. Trying to pretend like everything's the golden afternoon, like, oh, you know, this is so wonderful, when like it really isn't. But also that I think that card has taken on a meaning before of like in like a beautiful moment, there's some tragedy that's happening. And so in this case, I feel like it might even be both, because like I said, when we were in the situation that we were in, we didn't see anything wrong with it, so we didn't care. And then now that we saw it, and it happened fast, we realized what we were missing, what we wanted, and how far away we were from it, and we didn't really like that. Plus, on top of that, we were intimidated by it, because not only do we have the Empress, but we have her twice. So it was kind of like, you know, not only understanding like who we needed to move towards, but how we needed to move towards that person, which put us back in our role of who we are or who we have to be that person, and how far away we are from that. And the realization again of what that lack of balance looks like, and how if we really like it, again, this Nine of Pentacles hiding behind it. Because we can't be what we want to be to give what we want to give. I want to get one more Alice card. Meanwhile, like, we do have choices, but they're not really choices that we want to face. Because, like I said, we feel so far away from where we are, or from where we want to be. Which probably really isn't that far. The thought of whatever we think, it's probably not that bad. So this one was on the top. We're all mad here, and this is usually the card that the people around me, like when I notice whatever chaos is happening or whatever confusion or whatever stupidity is happening and I don't like it, and it's people are in it too and they don't understand it or they don't see it, it's kind of like, oh, well, the reason why you guys didn't warn me is because you didn't know either, you couldn't see it. So this is like that we're all mad here, you know, kind of energy, where when you notice it and you look around and you go, hey man, why didn't you tell me? They're like, what are you talking about? And Never Jam today is kind of like, hey, you want something but you can't have it. Not today. Let me see what it actually says. Promises that never come to be, empty words, not living in the now. So I kind of do feel like if we did want to bring certain aspects of this thing with us to move forward, to have a different type of relationship, I feel like the person would be like almost baited, for lack of better words. Oh yeah, sure, I'll, like, let's say, hey, just come meditate with me, oh yeah, sure, I'll come meditate with you. And you're like waiting to meditate, and they're like not showing up, and this happens like over and over again. It's because they're not coming with you. So again, if you want to, if this is you, or you're watching for someone else, want to elevate, it can't be tied towards these people that are around. That's what this Seven of Wands energy is. You're trying to like hold the spot that you have, trying to say, okay, I just come climb this hill with me, and you're kind of like staying where you are, waiting for someone to join you, and no one really wants to join you because nobody really wants to elevate. They're not really extremely excited about that. The choice is yours. This is that choices card. They're either choosing not to, or they don't have a choice, meaning that their vibration is just too low to understand what it is you're trying to move towards. This is on the bottom of the deck, growing up. Some people don't see the value in healing. They don't see the value in having better relationships, especially if they're getting more out of the relationship than other people, or they just don't have like a relation to what they're giving as opposed to what they're receiving. If they're benefiting in some way, to them, a lot of times they don't really need to change anything. Whereas some people have a vision of something really exciting that they want to have, and they have the belief that they can move towards that and achieve it, maybe through a little bit of work, but that the reward would be worth it, right? And so they're willing to take that chance, especially when they weigh it against what they have now. And especially if they take responsibility for the fact that they settled for that and they're not happy. So just remember, that's why a spiritual awakening or trying to elevate is so personal. It's because not everyone feels the same way about it, especially if people are doing stuff that's toxic or just hurtful. They're not necessarily in that energy where they want to change much. And so if you want to shine brighter, you're probably going to have to feed your own light and not necessarily worrying about what they're doing. Because they're always going to have choices. Even if they do come along with you, they may decide somewhere down the road that they don't want to go as far as you want to go, and you're going to have to leave them behind anyway. Or maybe they just wait a little bit, heal a little bit, and then want to move forward. But either way, that shouldn't disrupt the work that you put into it when you're trying to get something that you really want to attain. It's hard enough when you're on divine timing, let alone being on your friend's timing. When you really want true happiness and you want it to stick. Keep that in mind until we meet again.